from what it was in the cell to what it is now at the episode called Sing for this episode for Sing for Me. Sing Me a Song, sorry. Yeah. Sing for Me. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know. I just felt like, yeah, that's the thing. Him and Dwight, like, they're not, it's not looking, I don't know, like I feel like the show is not portraying them properly.
Yeah, I'm confused because I even got a hint that maybe Sherry kind of liked Negan. And I know we're not supposed to feel that way. No. Because, but that she has
to make it believable though, right? She has to convince herself in a way.
I mean, it looked like she was trying to hide a smile. And that's the part that I didn't understand. And we'll get to that in a minute. But,
right.
So Negan speaks with Amber, and she apologizes. She says she loves him and wants to stay with him because the alternative is going back to be with Mark and having to earn points again.
And I wonder what it is too. Like that's what, like, you know, this. And here's the thing. I've been pointing out how much what I hate so far. This scene I do like a lot because it does show. You know, it shows certain attributes that Negan possesses, okay, and it shows a certain side that we're unfamiliar with, and it's interesting because I'm always wondering, like, you know, they refer back to those points. I'm wondering, like, we still don't have a full idea of what Negan really does in the sanctuary entirely. Yeah. We don't know what everybody else is. We know we have the muscle. We know what you could work up to being. Daryl has that. There's an idea of what Daryl's doing with the walkers.
I have no idea what's
exactly.
going on.
We don't have it at all. So, but then, you know, Amber seems to choose, no, I'll continue being with your wife. No, don't put us in that job. And I'm curious to see what that job is.
Yeah, because it seems like the majority of people at the sanctuary are on the point system. So right. How could it be so bad that you would let the person you love get an iron to the face? Right. Yeah. Exactly. I guess you really just get some perks.
I guess it's much.
Negan's wife.
I think she made the decision for him. Like, you know, you'd rather get the iron to the face compared to what he offered us to do if we were to be together. Yeah. And plus, she couldn't cheat on him. He said that too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So even just to, you know, imagine like going back to someone you love and not having the physical attribute to it. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So she's sticking with Negan.
Right.
Sticking with him.
I like this because it shows like the upper hand that Negan has over a lot of people. And it has an interesting dynamic.
But he's not doing this like as a power move or anything. He's doing this because she cheated on him. Like, she made the decision to be his wife, and that was Negan's power move, I guess, because Negan...
Well, then I just go back to the fact that he could have several wives. It is a power situation.
But basically he's putting it out there that if you would like to be my wife, then you will get all these privileges. Yeah. And then the people are living in probably terrible conditions, so they're like, well, being with him is going to be better than the way I'm living now. Yeah. So move up to that. But
he knows how to handle his leverage. Cheat on him. Yeah, but it's funny though that there is a form of justice. Like, there's a justifiable argument to what he's saying for sure. But of course, it comes with I don't want to say, like, you know, it comes with another side to it. Obviously, It comes with a consequence, and it's just that's what I like. That's why I do like this very much, because Negan the way he has his leverage. It's just he can pretty much get away with anything.
He could, and it's not that he's being unfair, because if he was being
to a certain degree, no, but
if he was truly being unfair, and if he was acting irrationally, and if there were truly no rules to what he did,
right,
nobody would be underneath him. Nobody would work with him.
And that's probably why he doesn't hit anybody, because then that would be hypocritical on his part, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's like he has to be fair under his own rules.
Yeah. Well, he set the rules. People agreed to the rules.
Because he gives them something that they want, apparently, or he could put them somewhere where they don't want to be.
Yeah. And he says himself at the end of the episode, without rules, this place falls apart. So
well, he would fall apart, but yeah.
He would, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if the place would be better off. I don't know if Simon would just take over or someone else.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're looking for a leader, or if
maybe Carl's going to take over.
Well, maybe. So Negan tells Sherry to go get Dr. Carson. Negan and Sherry, this is where they share a bit of a moment here, because Negan says that the messed up thing is that Sherry still likes him, despite him being an asshole. Then he says, she knows, he says to her, you know the truth, just like me. Or just like I do. So, I know it's not much. He can say whatever he wants. It doesn't necessarily make it a fact.
I find it's an attempt to brainwash, too, in a way.
But she calls him, what, like
an asshole.
An asshole. And he's like, yeah, but the messed up thing is that you like it. And she has this smile that it looks like she's not trying to smile, but it's poking through a little bit, and I feel like it is.
There's a bit of an internal conflict. We know where she wants to be, but she's got to convince herself in a certain way that her situation is the best that it can be.
But what is she knows the truth, just like him? Is there anything deeper to that? Is there a deeper truth between them that we don't know about?
It could be, but you have to play with it, right? And you have to like convince. I think like even just say there isn't a truth to it. Like Negan is trying to fabricate something in order for her to stay with him, right? To be like, this is the best decision possible.
Yeah. Maybe she just knows when to be aggressive with him, when to coddle him, when to,
it's an interesting dynamic they have here.
Lie. And then when he leaves, she goes and drinks just takes a whole glass of scotch.
Yeah, it was interesting because I felt like the drink was for him. Then he ended up getting a beer, and there was a really weird sound to when he drank the beer. Like it was just like it was. You could tell it was a sound that they definitely added afterwards because it was like an unnatural sound the way he drank his beer. Like like the beer just backlashing onto the bottle.
Yeah, I don't know.
It felt because the second time hearing it, it sounded really dramatic, just like the beer, the beer actually just backlashing.
Oh, but you're listening to it on headphones, aren't you?
Well, still,
okay, that's different. When
no, but I do feel like
everything.
No, but it felt unnatural. Like, I mean, come on, you're refining the episodes, ready to air. This shouldn't be happening.
I guess.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It wasn't as bad as Rick with the whispering, but this is still something like it's so easy to pick up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did hear that the first time when I watched it at home too. So it wasn't just the headphones. The first time I heard it too, I did hear.
You got super hearing then.
That's impossible.
So
I wouldn't be talking so loud if I did.
As they kiss, because they kiss,
of course. No tongue though.
Well, I don't know.
I saw it. I was checking.
She touches his face. I don't think it's a legit. She's into it, but she looks a little into it. But she's just a good actor, I guess.
Well, she has to convince herself too.
Yeah,
in a way.
I don't believe that she actually likes him or loves him or wants to be with him, but she does a good job here.
Making the best of the situation, basically.
Yeah. Dwight and Daryl walk in with a platter of food, and Negan tells Carl to take it from Daryl. And it was really brief, but I'm pretty sure Carl whispered something to Daryl.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, that's something. There's a couple of. I have the article actually. I could pull it out later, or if you want to pull it out now, I don't mind doing it either.
Let's.
It's up to you. It doesn't take too long. But
okay. Well, I'll keep talking, and then if you find the article,
I will.
You go into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Daryl speaks out of line here, though, asking what Carl is doing.
It's kind of reminding me of Batman when he talks. It's like, what are you going to do? What's he doing here?
Negan says to him, "Don't make me stick a toothpick through Carl's one eye."
His only eye.
Yeah, and that seems to be his thing, though. He plays everyone off each other.
It's a shame that the thing is Negan really plays on the fact that it's he has no physical defaults that anybody could hold against them in a way. So it's like where are you going to hold against Negan? It's like what mental weaknesses, what physical weaknesses, what you know what I mean? You can't really tease Negan in any way. He's like this perfect jock that who could just basically just raid on anybody,
Yeah, I guess there's nothing.
He's just really good looking is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, you can just call him an old man. He's getting old.
Oh.
Well, he is.
So
it's really the only kind of punishment that he doles out, though, is playing someone else off someone else. So if you don't care about anybody, then you're scot-free. You can do whatever you want. In the kingdom. Not the kingdom, but the sanctuary. So they also say a line that what we talk about when you're not around is none of your business.
Yeah, that was mentioned at first with Sherry when she says to Negan said that he heard that Amber went to go be with Mark, or that Mark skipped out of shift to go be with Amber.
Yeah. He tells Daryl to go get a mop and Dwight to fire up the iron. I guess he knows that Mark is gonna pee his pants.
Oh,
right? I don't know, because that's when he asked.
I mean, there could be a messy clean. I think just to be prepared for anything.
Maybe, but after.
But you don't feel see at this point, when I was when I hate to go back to the thing that I hate about where we disagreed at first. The fact they could have actually suspended the fact that this was going to happen to Carl, or this could have happened to somebody else, or this why couldn't they just keep that up in the air? But then we knew definitively it wasn't Carl that was getting the iron.
Yeah,
that's why they don't play with that. They just it's a guarantee, and it doesn't threaten Carl's life if he gets the iron to the face.
They played with it a little bit though. In the later scene. He's like, because he's trying to figure out a punishment for Carl.
It's still...
no.
But it's not at its most, is what I'm saying.
Let me say it.
Okay, go.
At a later scene, he's sitting down with Carl, trying to think of a punishment. And then he's like, well, iron's ready, let's go. And then there's a look, and the music kind of makes you
No
think.
music. I rewatched it. There was no. I was looking for it.
All
There
right,
was
well,
no,
then the lack of music, but there was a look on Carl's face where Carl thinks the iron might
the
be
shot.
found.
No, because what I remember specifically about that scene is like, okay, well, the iron's ready, and it's just the shot just stays on Negan. You don't really see much of Carl's face. It's actually out of focus.
No,
You actually just see
Carl.
Negan.
You see Carl, and he looks.
I'm really
worried.
critical about that scene afterwards, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
By the
let
way,
me-
back to what.
but
Oh, sorry.
let me just finish.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we can get to your article, but I have
All
to
right.
finish where we are so we don't jump back.
Sure.
I really don't have much to say, but
Sorry.
tells Doug to go fire up the iron, and then Negan leaves. Now you can go.
Okay, so things that basically Carl could have whispered to Daryl,
Yeah.
or they could have been whispered back and forth. I think he said first like along the lines of like get out, and then like give. This was posted by Alana Faherty from Movie Pilot, by the way.
I just want to say one thing before you get into this.
Sure.
There's no way to know anything.
No,
that
for
Carl
sure,
could have
for
said.
sure.
So
These are all theories.
But it's a theory that has no fact, grounded in nothing. I don't even know if I'm interested in hearing it, because this is like, what does it matter if you can't see them speak and people are just speculating this is what he could have said?
Yeah, I know. It's
Why is
definitely
this
not like
even an article?
It's definitely not like the. It's not the entire article. It's not about that. It's one of the things that you may have, like the 5 Easter eggs. Let's say like 5 things you may have missed if you watched the episode. But like they definitely showed
it
something.
needs to be a fact before it can be something.
Absolutely,
that's
but
missed.
this
anyway, say some of the things that she's saying.
like something like "Get Out" or "She's Okay" or "Maggie's Alive." Because obviously Daryl was led to believe that but Carl doesn't actually know that
No.
because he wasn't there with the graveyards when they were looking at it. But yeah, something along those lines. It could be. But,
So get out is the big.
yeah, I don't think so.
thing?
They said along the lines like this is like them trying to be.
Well, why didn't Daryl think of that earlier? Get out. That's a perfect plan. He should just get out. He should just leave the sanctuary.
I
Man,
agree.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
It was Alana Faherty.
So Alana Faherty. If only you were in Daryl's position, you would know what to do. But Daryl needs a kid to come in and tell him to get out.
Pretty much, yeah. Or I don't know. I didn't read the whole they're saying I'm just saying what they might have said to each other, but like
Yeah.
she probably explains a little more like what they could have said. But like these are just theories. It's not speculation. That's something to hold to her. I don't believe
But
it.
it's not. It's like it can't. It's not even a theory. The theory is maybe he whispered something to her, but you can't theorize past that point.
Well, no, we can't. But like you could take guesses.
You can take guesses.
It doesn't mean it's going to do anything. It's going to lead to anything.
any
It wasn't like
amount
the
of
Morse code
words.
thing at all. Definitely
That's
like
it.
the Morse
Yeah.
code. It was definitely something a little bit more definitive, a little bit more, something to speculate about for sure, worth more. But she just want. I think the point is like they did whisper something,
Yeah.
but it could have been along the lines of those. But like, don't hold it further than that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So Rick and Aaron go to some private property to find supplies. Skip over that after that. That's-
Joy.
In the car now, Spencer asks Father Gabriel if hating somebody is a sin.
I like this scene.
He says he hates Rick and that he shouldn't be in charge. Gabriel says that Rick inspired him and saved him by being the man who brought everyone together. Spencer, I think he says something about by bullying you? And that's true. Rick was just bullying him.
He was.
Spencer's like, no, by inspiring me. And I don't buy
Father Gabriel's
Father Gabriel's character change. And if anything, I would attribute that to Carl, because Carl was the one who gave him the time
right.
to try and teach him and to say, you need to be a member of our community.
There wasn't a redeemable moment that maybe Rick thought of Father Gabriel being somewhat of a redeemable character. There's got to be something.
There
I don't
was
remember
like a
what.
nod at some point, and then
Yeah, I can't remember either. Was it the episode when he went to the compound or something? Could it be?
It was
Or was it
before
just
that.
Father? Sorry.
It was before that, because I know
Okay.
that Rick has trusted Father Gabriel with Judith before.
Oh, right. That was the thing. Yeah,
Right.
I think
It
that
was,
was Yeah, that could have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Spencer accuses Rick of getting tons of people killed. Gabriel argues that maybe more would have died if it
Right.
wasn't for Rick. Spencer now says that he can't hope, but
Not for him
he
to
can't
come
help
back.
but hope that Rick never makes it back to Alexandria.
Right.
And I feel you have a pretty good handle on what happens next. You like this scene, so what was it?
Well, basically, what Father Gabriel tells him to stop the car,
Yeah.
and then tells him basically that what you're thinking or saying may not be held against you, but it makes you a tremendous shit
Yeah, it is like
for now. But it won't be terminal,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, he gives them a bit of hope, but it's not something we expected to hear out of Gabriel.
Right, and the thing is that I think Alana Faherty from Movie Pilot did also address in that very same article that he basically, in a way, foreshadowed Spencer's potential death.
Okay.
Potential, because it says it's not terminal, but it can be. But like it's just that if he goes along that same path, it can, which could be perceived that way, I think.
Well, I always thought
or it
that
could be
too.
redeemable, or I don't know.
Yeah, I always thought that if he acts out